So you guys want to talk about something controversial? You want to talk about the Antichrist? So I'm sitting here in my kitchen, eating my lunch, watching the videos of the other dreaming women who have posted today. And Intuition Influencer mentioned a download and insight that I shared in our call last night. And I thought, you know what? Why not share? In the club, we all fam. Let's share. Now, in my previous video, I mentioned that there was a series of videos I had made in late December based on the guidance I had received about the time we were in then and the time we're moving into. And this was part of the download that I received, but it was so heavy. I was like, I'm not going to put that out there. What the hell? We're in it now. Let's do it. I mean, to be fair, it's actually not heavy. It's not only a completely neutral concept, it's actually really exciting when you look at it from the higher perspective. So here's the deal. I will admit, I don't fully know where that comes from. Is it biblical? Is it Nostradamus? I don't really know. But it's this concept in the collective that there will be a person who is the downfall of all society, right? That's the very short definition of it. Now, that has never struck me as accurate. Like, it's entirely too specific. I've never vibed with that. What do you know? The sun just came out. It changed the lighting here. Okay. But when I received this insight, I was like, oh, I get the prophecy now. Yeah. Okay, this makes sense. So what I was shown is that we have Christ energy, okay? And we've been talking about Christ consciousness, the expansion of consciousness, the return of the Christ, which is us, which is the new earth, which is 5D, which is the expansion of consciousness. So Christ consciousness can really be spoken of as creation energy. Christ energy, creation energy, divine creation energy. It's all about growth, expansion, love, safety, peace, all the good things, all the good juju, and it's divine energy. Well, the opposite of that is anti, okay? So the anti and Christ energy, that is the opposite. That is destruction energy. That is the inverse of the creation. And when they showed me a vortex like a funnel. No, it's shaped like an hourglass. So the top vortex is Christ energy that's expanding outward and getting bigger and creating and spinning that way. So the anti-energy is the inverse, and it creates this vacuum, and it's trying to pull down and destroy that which is its opposite. It can't do that because it exists in polarity. So what it does instead is it spirals downward. And then as it does so, it attracts to it everything that matches that vibration. And so it's like this little vacuum funnel, like a tornado that's going around, and it's sucking up everything that matches that energy. That is the destruction anti-Christ energy. So that's why I say this is neutral. When you're looking at this from a cosmic perspective, it's just laws of physics, laws of the universe. It's creationary physics. There are opposing forces in this earth dynamic in order to make things work. What goes up must come down, etc. Now here on this earth, things are constantly being created and destroyed. And the clouds come back when I'm talking about destruction. This is fantastic. So as much as we, as humans, like the good stuff and don't like the icky stuff, oh, here comes the dog. We want to see this as Christ energy, good, anti-bad. Okay, of course. But when we're looking at it from a cosmic perspective, we need both forces. A cosmic perspective, we need both forces. We need the creation and we need the destruction. That's what we do here. Life and death, cycles, rebirth, regeneration, destruction. And we have to, listen, y'all, we have to destroy the old to make way for the new. Daisy, so loud. And this is especially important to call on both of those energies right now as we are trying to break through, get everybody up to that Christ consciousness expansion, 5D, new earth, whatever you want to call it. We want to get everyone upward in the funnel of creation. And in order to do that, you have to break away, not be a part of the destruction. But at the same time, that destruction is necessary because if we haven't destroyed the old stuff, it's going to come back in a new form. That's why I've been talking about healing, is that whatever within you is a match for that fear, destruction, chaos, anguish, like the heavy negative emotions, that makes you a match for the destruction energy. That's going to match you to the timeline. That's going to have you tuned in to the destruction that's happening, tuned in and afraid, and in despair, and in anxiety. That's what's happening. So people have been debating in my comments for weeks, is Alania the anti? Is it him? And then they've been debating, well, he's supposed to be hot. And dad bought hair plugs, not hot. I'm sorry, I'm so mean. Okay, people have been debating on whether or not it's him, and they've said that for years. Is it this guy? Is it that guy? That's been out there for years, because the attachment to this prophecy as a personage has gotten us completely away from the meaning of what, excuse me, of what it actually is. It's not a person, it's an energy. It is a neutral, non-personified energy. It is a necessary force that balances out the forces of creation. But, and this is what I was talking about, excuse me, in the Dreaming Women Collective last night. Individuals and groups and forces that be, powers that be, collectives, etc., you can embody that energy. Just as we are trying to embody Christ consciousness, there are those who embody the Antichrist consciousness. That is why it seems that this anti-energy can hop around from host to host. You know? How seemingly one time it's that guy, and one time it's that guy, and the other time, well, it's not a person, it's this movement, it's this group of people who are doing this thing. Yeah, it's an energy that can and is embodied. So again, higher perspective, ascension perspective. Should we be terrified that this is happening now? No. I'm very excited that this is happening now. Now, please don't misunderstand me. It's because I understand we are in an ascension phase and we are ascending. So by the time that the destruction is now not only physical, it's happening right now, but it's so widespread and it's so big and it's just beginning. This tells us how far along we are in ascension. This is telling us like, oh, when the shit hits the fan, that's how we know we in it. We have passed the point of no return in the best possible way. The fact that the old is being destroyed means there's enough creationary energy to pull us away from that, because we're not going back. We're not going back into the old energies, the old power dynamics. They are dying out. And the only way we can have the full death of the old means there are enough going forward to the new. We've already energetically created the new. We're continuing to create the new, so the old can finally crumble. We done with it. We are moving the fuck on. So that's what I said in my previous video. We're withdrawing our energy from that creation, from that destruction energy. We are withdrawing. I call it all back. Don't pay it any attention. Don't fuel that fire. Its job is to destroy. And when that host is no longer applicable, is it a good host for the energy, it will move on to another until destruction is finished. So don't pay attention to that man or that man. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Don't pay attention to that shit. Focus on expansion. Christ consciousness. Match your energy to the upward spiral of creation, of expansion, of love, of joy, of good vibes, of all the things. So we're not afraid of that man. He doesn't even go here. Psh, step off. We're creating the new. He's free to destroy the old because we don't need it. We're going forward. Now, final word before y'all come at me about, oh, destruction, I'm so scared. Get it together. Get it together, people. Come on. Manage that fear. Destruction does not have to be bad. It doesn't have to be scary. It is a necessary part of life. View it from the expanded perspective, from the higher perspective of we need destruction of the old so we can create the new. If we don't destroy the old, we're going to keep repeating it. Same shit, different day. Let the old crumble. Don't pay attention to it. Match your vibration to the Christ consciousness, the expansion energy, and we will move on with expansion and love.